Iron Fist, Marvel's Iron Fist on Netflix, and I gotta say right now, I don't know what the hell is going on the internet. It's why everybody's hating on this series. This series is awesome. I'll just jump off the criticism like right now. The week to me the weakest episodes was the first and the finale. Everything in between, the 11 episodes in between, were really good, and I'm going to stand by that. I'm not going to give this like a high rating. It's not the best Netflix series in the world. It's not the worst either. But I'm the kind of guy that I like corporate like kind of dramas and stuff like that. Hostile Takeover, Crab Billionaires, rags to riches stories and things like that. So like dramas like that or stories about stuff like that, I'm always kind of interested in those things. I like the villains and the family dynamic with Iron Fist as well. So I'm gonna rank it a 3 out of 5. And as far as which ones I like the best, I'm gonna go Daredevil season 1 and 2, then Jessica Jones, then Iron Fist, then Luke Cage. Now that doesn't mean that I didn't like Luke Cage at all. It just means that I think because my expectations were lower, thinking that, oh man, what if these reviews have something, what if it's legit, what if this sucks? I went in there thinking that it was going to suck. Hopefully it wasn't, but I felt like maybe it would. But I didn't think it did, so I liked it. I didn't have that kind of a feeling with Luke Cage. I liked Luke Cage's character when it was with Jessica Jones, but at the standalone, it just took a while. It was the villains that made me warm up. The messages I did connect with, but the main thing I was looking for Iron Fist was that it wasn't going to be just about MMA kind of stuff. That it was going to be feel like real kung fu, and it did. Even when I saw the Drunken Master thing happen, I was like, okay, these guys they know what they're doing. This is good. This is a good series, and I just couldn't understand the level of negativities on it. I'm thinking it's fatigue and people are just ready for the Defenders, and that's what it's all about. And once we see these guys work together, I was tweeting and I said that at least now we know how the Defenders are going to be funded. There's no way in the world that there won't be a little upgrade, especially with Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and whatnot, as far as armor or anything with Daniel Rand with all that money. Not if he's got that money to help back them up with. So I feel like everybody's going to bring something to the table, and I'm very interested in seeing this. You have your rich billionaire guy like an Iron Man. You have your mysterious, like hardcore, all about the law kind of guy with Daredevil, and I guess he would, in a kind of weird way, he almost kind of represents the Captain America of the group. I don't know, man. I wish that Sony would be allowed to allow Spider-Man to at least make a cameo in it with the Defenders just a little bit, because his character fits a little bit. He's too powerful to be associated or just linked in with the Defenders, but Peter Parker could. I think if there's a major character that they should possibly make a movie on and be allowed to jump from the TV to the movie world, because it just would fit, is Squirrel Girl. If you want Squirrel Girl to come out here, you don't need a Squirrel Girl series, because that would be stupid. But if Squirrel Girl was just to make little small appearances here and there in the Defenders world and in the Avengers world, just here and there, especially in Spider-Man, that would be hilarious. But, I think Squirrel Girl should be the one that should be allowed to do it, because it's silly. It would, for those episodes that they need to fill something up and just keep it moving, even though, it doesn't really have anything to do with the plot, I think Squirrel Girl would be a funny thing to do that with. I was hoping to see somebody else other than Rosario Dawson's character make an appearance. I don't know why I kept hoping. It's not going to happen, guys. Spoiler alert. Daredevil is not going to make an appearance or nothing like that. Nobody else major is going to make an appearance. But I was hoping for it. After seeing Colleen Wing, after that character and whatnot, and I was hoping that she wasn't going to be too much like an Elektra thing. It was close, but no cigar. But after seeing that, I'm thinking that they could do maybe an episode or maybe a moment in the Defenders movie. Or if that's going to be a movie or a series, I don't know how that's going to be. I hope it's a series, but maybe it's going to be a movie. I don't know. But I'm hoping if there's a series, that there's a situation where all the females, Rosario Dawson's character, Elektra, Colleen Wing, Jessica Jones and her sister and whatnot, all these females that have just been proven badasses to just have a mission and do something. That would be epic. But that's just looking towards the future. But overall, Daniel Rand, his character Iron Fist, it fits. He fits, and this was a great series. I don't understand where this negativity towards it is coming from, unless they're just comparing it too much with Daredevil. You compare all of them to Daredevil, everything sucks compared to Daredevil. They're doing Daredevil so good that it's just making everything else hurt. But Jessica Jones was so unique. I'm going to repeat myself again. I honestly think that half of the positivity towards Luke Cage was people not being, mostly some people just being afraid to say something negative about Luke Cage. And I think they're dumping all that onto Iron Fist, in my opinion. Look, I'm black, dude. I know the message. I know it was a positive message. I know Luke Cage is a positive character and whatnot. It doesn't mean that I think that writing and most of that dialogue was all that good. Everything with the villains though, Cottonmouth and whatnot, that's why he won the Oscar. It was perfect villain casting, perfect villain delivery. I love the villains in it. It's just that the way the story the dialogue, it just wasn't all that great to me. But it still worked and I still liked it. I would give Luke Cage a 3 as well. But I'm gonna give Iron Fist a 3. It is worth watching. It moves the story along. It was great to hear the whole thing about the incident again, and it name dropped some things again. It mentioned the green guy again. I don't know I can't remember if they mentioned the flag waiver or nothing like that, but I was thinking that there would be more Tony Stark references. I tweeted that there was a little Easter egg of Stan Lee as well. That was awesome to see that. So check out the blog for my first half of it. The second half of it. Oh, let me tell you about the second half of it. This is after the last 6.5 to the 13th episode. I'll tell you what. Daniel Rand, with his conflict going on about the conflict with his chi, the guilt that he felt about that survivor's guilt about him surviving a horrific accident that killed his parents, and wanting to find out who caused it and why and what it means to be the Danny Rand and the Iron Fist, being manipulated by the big bad, which turned into a weak villain towards the end. You had in the middle, you had like the most with the hand, and then the evolution of who is really in the hand and all that stuff. These major awesome villains, Madame Gao and whatnot, and then it just evolved into the worst villain. But it needed to be done. It was just so weak. It reminded me a lot. I felt like I was watching Hayden Christensen a lot in a lot of scenes. It felt like it was about Chi was the force, and the conflict of revenge and whatnot was him fighting against the dark side. I mean, they even almost had a dark side conversation. It was very Disney of them to go this deep in it. Like, further and further, he starts off as a good, Rosario Dawson's character mentioned it. Like, you started off as a good guy, nice, honest, sweet kid. The further and further you go along, going into these fights without question, the more you start to slip into, I felt like she wanted to say the dark side. I mean, it was just so weird. I felt like Iron Fist's character turned into Anakin Skywalker by the 6th, 7th episode. And that's what I felt like I was watching after a while. And that just kind of took me out of it. So it was very Anakin-ish things happening there. So overall, though, like I said, I loved it. So let me know what you guys think. It's worth the watch. If you loved it or hate it, let me know. Comment, put it in the box. Like this video. Let me know what you think about my reaction to it. If you agree or disagree. Let's keep talking about this, guys. Hit the subscribe button and become a subscriber. More reviews are coming out, more reactions. Until next time, guys.